Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the Stripe customer portal. So if you're wondering what the customer portal is, it's a portal, so a website that you can log into as a customer. And we're talking about customers that are subscribed to a product that you are selling, and it's hosted by Stripe, so you don't have to develop it. And the customers, so therefore your customers, can manage their subscriptions and all their billing details themselves. All of this is targeted to the no code community, or at least the people who want to use the power of Stripe without having to code everything from scratch using the Stripe API. So if you're wondering what can you do in the customer portal, I got you, and let's go and explore it real quick. So the way you access the customer portal, you go to settings, customer portal. If you have not activated the customer portal, the first thing you're gonna do is click the activate link. As you can see, you can show invoice history, customer information, payment methods, subscription, business information, etc., etc. Here on the right, you can see a kind of a preview of what the customer portal would look like for you. And you can obviously customize the look and feel of this page to a certain extent by going to branding settings down here. You click it, and when you do that, you can mess around with your brand's colors. I have white and red because it's very aggressive, and because it's also my test account. So I just do it so I can quickly identify that this is my test account when I browse through Stripe's settings page. So let's go ahead and let's learn how to activate this. Well, glad you asked. Press this button, and there I have it. I have a URL that I can use to basically allow people to log into my customer portal. Now, if you don't have any customers, well, you won't be able to see much. Like, let's see what happens when I do this. I open it up, and yep, it's asking you for an email address. Without this email address, you're not going to be able to log in. So heading back to Stripe's dashboard, I go under customers up here, and let me help you by making this a little bit bigger. I can see that I have an email. That's my email here. My name is Bob on my test account. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and log in as Bob, so you can see what's inside my customer portal right now with no settings. So it sent me an email. Inside the email, there's going to be a one-time code which will allow me to log in into this customer portal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my email real quick, and I got an email. It says your confirmation code is this, and that. So let's go ahead and paste it in. As you can see, yeah, I am not really able to do much because I did not subscribe as a customer to anything here. So let's go ahead and let's change that. Let's make it so that we will see something. So heading back to settings, customer portal, and now here you have like invoices. I want invoice history to be activated. Customer information, here you can play with different settings. You can have allowing customers to view and update their billing information. So obviously if you have customers that might have different email addresses over time, you might want to turn this on. If you're selling physical products, you might want to turn on this, or if you're planning to send them some documentation later on. So it's up to you what you want to turn on and off. I personally don't even need billing address. I'm happy with email address and perhaps phone number, so I can send text messages. Payment methods, this is pretty cool. You can customize what payment method your customers are allowed to modify in their accounts. You can turn this on. As you can see, I only have Visa, so like the default credit card management, transaction through Visa credit cards. So you can manage that by pressing this button. It will open up a new tab. There we go. Just like I mentioned, it takes you to this page here, and you can turn on the various settings here to enable or disable certain payment methods. So let's leave it as this. I don't want people to be able to change their payment cards, but maybe I do. So let's assume people want to update their credit card in case they lose it or their credit card expires. I want them to be able to update it. So I'm going to turn that on. And I only, as you can see here on the right side, I only have Visa. Therefore, that means it's going to have the default card processing payment method. I can also allow people to cancel subscription, may perhaps pause them, upgrade to a different plan, or perhaps update the quantity. So if you have like something that scales with seats, you want to have them have like 10 seats or 20 seats, etc., etc. So this is where you can do it. There's a lot of sub settings. If you're interested in learning more about these settings, there's a lot of text here and documentation that will tell you exactly what each settings does. If you're interested in learning more about things like prorating and updating quantities, etc., let me know, because I can make a video specifically focus on that. It's basically the stuff that's under here and under here. So let me know. All right, and then the last thing you can upgrade is obviously the things that people see when they log in, and you can change the header, what happens when you click certain buttons. So for example here, choose where to redirect customers after they manage their account. So I guess after you're done, when you sign out, you can change that. Or perhaps here, actually this one is not for sign out. This is for, there's a button that appears. Let's see what, actually, I'm really curious. Let's set this to my about page and let's see what happens. And then these are some new options here. You can set your own custom domain for the customer portal so that it's not living under the domain billing.stripe.com. It could be billing.yourcompany.com. Makes it for a better experience in terms of people not freaking out when they see they're being redirected to Stripe. And as usual, you can set some terms of service and privacy policies. We don't really have that. This is a test account, so let's go and click save, and then let's get into the fun stuff. So as I showed you, we have a customer. It's my email address. It's Bob. Let's call it. I called it Bob because why not? And well, Bob does not have a payment method, so let's go ahead and add a card. So the card is going to be a test card that Bob has, and this one is expiring 2025 with a CVV of 123. So this card is going to be accepted because it's the Stripe test card. And also, let's see, Bob, did you buy anything? Nope, you have no active subscriptions. So now I'm going to go to products. I have all these subscriptions that I created in the past. So I'm going to enroll Bob to one of these. So yeah, let's see how we do this. Let's pretend as SaaS Rocketship Basic. So we have this one here. I have a payment link. I'm gonna basically go ahead and create I want a recurring subscription to the SaaS Rocketship Basic for Bob. So go under here, go back to Bob. I go to subscription, create. I paste this one, which was this one. It's 400 euros a month. Alrighty. I'm gonna have it so that it's got a start date today. There's no free trial. There's nothing. I will automatically charge the credit card I just added, and I'm gonna basically start the subscription. Awesome. Now Bob is my customer. I literally just created a subscription. Well, I enrolled him to this subscription, and that's pretty awesome. So technically what happened here, subscription created, means that I have charged Bob's credit card for 400 euros. Thank you, Bob. Let's go and see what happened here. I'll refresh this page. And there you have it. Now, if I were a customer logged in as Bob, I would be on this Rocketship Basic with 400 euros per month. I have my payment method here, which I can delete when I change it up. So for example, I can add a new payment method. let's see what happens if I add another payment method, but with slightly different values here. This one expires in 2028. Country, it's fine. And I can default it here. I will just add it. I don't want to default it. So now I have two payment methods here. I have this one that I created earlier when I created the customer. I modified the customer, and this one I just added here as a customer. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make this one default. And as you can see, I can now delete this one, the previous one, in case this one expired. Now I am basically mirroring my payments is going to go through this one. So that's pretty awesome. I can also update my phone number, just like I said. And now the question is, I did set a, I basically set that URL earlier. Now let's see, where is that URL pointing to? I set it to go to my About page, and funnily enough, I can't seem to find it. Super weird. Okay. Anyways, let's move on to the next thing. I also want to allow my customers to see an invoice. So if I click this button, what's going to happen is I can see my invoice. I can download it. I can view, the receipt, or I can download the invoice, and I can see the details by clicking here. Very stripy feature. Awesome. There's a button here, contact open test account, which is the name of my account. There's not much else here that happens other than popping out some details. That's my phone number. So I just doxed myself, which is fair enough. And there you have it. So this is a generic overview video of Customer Portal. And now if you're wondering, okay, so now that you've activated Customer Portal, what do you do with it? Well, I'll show you once again. I clicked the cog, then Customer Portal, and then I have this URL here. And all I'm gonna do is go to a website like CodePen or whatever. And then you create a new pen, right? And then you create an HTML button or a link, and you have paste whatever code came from this URL here, and you just create a link, and then you say open the Customer Portal, and you close the anchor link, and perhaps you want to open it into a blank tab. So there you have it. And now if this was your website and you had like a link to the Customer Portal, maybe in the navigation, you would create a link just like that. You would click it, and there you go. You would be able to log in by just providing your email. You would get the one-time code, and then you would be inside the Customer Portal, which is this one here. So hopefully this is a good intro to Customer Portal. If you like Customer Portal stuff, I can do a more in-depth video about Customer Portal, especially around how to handle those payment things, like what happens if someone updates their payment plan to something else. What happens if someone has, for example, decided to cancel a payment plan? What happens? Do you still bill for that month? Do you not bill for that month? Do you bill half the month? What happens? So that's a more in-depth video. Let me know what you think. I will be uploading this video right now, and I'll be watching the comments. So thank you so much for watching, and as usual, if you like this kind of content, subscribe. If you think I did something wrong or you have some question, let me know in the comments. I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.